I'm Tamika.
I'm your boy E-Rock now.
We keep it real.
We keep it raw.
We keep it uncut.
All day.
And we are Marriage
Takeover.
Takeover. Listen, we help couples win in their marriage by identifying the triggers as well as breaking generational cycles.
While being happily married now, we were on the brink of divorce.
We didn't want to be in the same household. We didn't want to be under the same roof. We listen.
But we couldn't afford to be apart.
We couldn't afford to be apart, so we had to stick it out. We were super duper roommates, and we did not know how to communicate with each other, and it was a disservice to the both of us as well as our marriage. And because we've been there, we understand what it feels like, and so this is why we have Marriage Takeover.
Yes, we know how it feels to be unappreciated, unheard, overlooked, devalued.
In a sexless marriage.
Sexless marriage, aka you get none. Praise him.
And because we were able to overcome, what we've done is we have now a mandate to be able to help other couples, and that's why we do what we do. We have a passion to help you win in your marriage.
To let you know, one, that you're not by yourself, but we know how it is to be in the mud and the thick of things, but also we also know how to get out. Because it's not just a us work, but it is also a me work.
Right, so we serve couples in crisis mode, and then we also serve and support couples in just maintaining a healthy marriage. So welcome to the Marriage Takeover movement. We are excited to have you here, and we are excited to see you win in your marriage. Why Marriage Takeover? I say Marriage Takeover because I believe that it's vital, right? It's vital for the success of your marriage. We not only have been through the worst of the worst in our marriage, but we were able to overcome. And when we were able to overcome the hurdles where we didn't have the support that we needed. We did not have the tools. We did not have the resources. We didn't know who to go talk to. And then when we did talk to somebody, it wasn't handled properly. And understanding what is needed for a marriage to survive, I think Marriage Takeover has that. Like, we truly, honestly, honest to God, really want you to win in your marriage. We understand the triggers. We understand what couples face. We understand some of the family dynamics. We understand what happens when the children are growing up and the different phases that your marriage goes through each of those different components and seasons of your marriage. We understand that there's a season that you will have, nothing but joy in your marriage. And then there's a season where you go through the valley in your marriage. Understanding that God is the life source of your marriage. Understanding the different components that help your marriage survive is what I believe that Marriage Takeover brings to the table. And we do it well. We do it with love. We do it with sincerity. We do it with authenticity. And we don't hide behind the different challenges. Like, our marriage is not perfect, but we've been able to utilize the tools to keep us going and to help us to build where we get to those pivot points and those different, potholes, if you will. So we hit the pothole, we figure out what it is, we provide those resources, get the tools, and then we regroup and we keep it moving. Because we've learned over the years that having the right resources is what's needed, and having accountability and a group of people that truly love you and want you to win, and they won't mishandle your situation is phenomenal. And I think that's what Marriage Takeover does.
Why Marriage Takeover? Why Marriage Takeover? Because when we first got married, first, you're taking two individuals coming from single family homes, not really having a what you would call an example of what marriage would look like or should look like. But you taking two coming from broken homes, basically, and coming together with no example. And the funny thing is, we didn't have premarital course or class or what have you. So a lot of it, we jumped in blind. All we knew was we loved one another, we got married, but hey, we good. But then when trouble came, it was hard to kind of even go to family because family still had sides. And so Marriage Takeover, because we didn't have help. When we actually looked for help, the church didn't know how to help us. We talked with we was talking with one church, and next thing I know, all of our business was like all over the church. But it was like, yo, what's really going on? It's like, what's really happening? And so it was just like that one moment we looked at one another. It was like, yo, it's like, do we really want this or not? And so Marriage Takeover came about because everything that got in our way, we was committed to the mission. We was committed to one another to be better. We were committed to one another to understand, hey, I may not be fully aware of who I am, and she might not be fully aware of who she is, but let's make this thing work. And so, yeah, did we endure verbal abuse? Yeah, we did. Did we endure not being on the same page, fussing, arguing? Yeah, we endured all of that. There's not one time I can say that it was easy peasy, because it wasn't from the jump. But why Marriage Takeover? Because we've recognized down through the years was that we was not the only one going through it, and didn't have no one to actually turn to or talk to that can literally help them out. Yeah, there are always therapists out there, but it don't really mean nothing if you don't do the work. And so even in that, we were willing to do the work. And so it was something that we just like, we got to just buck it down and do it, because it did not matter what transpired. We forgave, even though we kind of held on to it, but I don't really think you call it forgive, but we forgave each other. The moment we actually began to find a peace was, even as we grew, we began to find a peace with one another because we endured the tough time. And so with marriage, and that's pretty much how Marriage Takeover developed.
Take over. We are the Marriage Takeover.